Hello. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to our stock trades. How's everybody doing today? Oh my God, what is going on, guys? What is going on? Today seems like a red day for us, eh? Whoa, let's see. Whoa, nope, wrong window. Let's see here. All right. So let's go ahead. Wow, another live. Bought some more shares. I bought some too. Hey, Toy, come on, man. Help a man out. I got to make a live every single day until we hit intrinsic value, right? No, I can't do that, right? I sold yesterday and bought back more after I thought about it, right? Oh, it could be fear with war of Iran. They came out. Nah, it's not that. Nice try. Iran's not gonna fight. Let's see. Hello. What's going on? Need to sell some shares and think about it. Load it up on the dip. Oh my God, guys, look at this. Hold on, let me just zip this up. It's bothering me here. Oh Lord, what is going on? We were down $76,000 today. 76,000. Master the chin, that is 2 Rolexes. We were down 2 Rolexes. Take this damn watch, just toss it out the damn window. 2 Rolexes, man. My girl woke up. You know what she said? She said this.
Hey, what? Oh my God. Hey, bro.
What's going on, everybody? Set your stop losses, everybody. And you know what we did? We bought the motherfucking dip. That's what we did. We bought the dip. Let me tell you something, okay? There's going to come a time where the stock is going to go above $10, $11, $12, right? And then it's going to drop. And I'm going to put in the YouTube section, down $1 million. Down $1 million. People that don't know intrinsic value, they're like, what the hell is going on here, right? And then we're going to be like, let's go, right? And they're going to look at us. They're going to see this. DJs assemble. Assemble. Oh, man. Down $500,000. Let's go. Me too. You should see the other portfolio, right? Look at this one. The other one's more diversified. $400,000 down here. Oh my God.
What? Oh my God. Hey, bro.
Oh.
What? Oh my God. Hey, bro.
All right. In all seriousness, let's have some fun. With this. Okay, so people looking at us, they're looking at us like, what the hell is going on here? Oh yeah, baby, down 76K, and we bought more. We bought the dip, right? So we're gonna talk about this. Okay, so first things first. For all that do not know, I'm going to search this here. So this is Algo flow. Does it not tell you? I spelt it wrong. Maybe spelling it right could have helped me. Oh, that's fine. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, yesterday, one of our members, Kenny K is in the house. Mr. Kenny K. He checked yesterday at 11:35 p.m. and he said, "Uh-oh, why is Algo flow going down? Uh-oh." You know that song? Uh-oh, right? So Algo flow is going down. What happened to the stock price today? Well, You already know. You already know, right? So the point is you guys in the stock terminal starting to realize the power of the algo flow, right? So you can position your buy the dip mentality as institutions try to get to the liquidity zone. Okay. Right? Do you think that this algo flow is going to ultimately end up helping us? You think so? You think it's going to help us in the future when we do the wheel strategy? Right? So we're going to be able to know what's happening. Okay. So algo flow wise, we're in the shitter, right? We're going down. So it's a wonderful time to buy the dip. Now the question is how does the algo flow look now? Because that's all that matters, right? And today somebody tested it. Shant, my homeboy, right? My Tupac loving Shant, my algo bros. Let's see what's going on here. CLOV. Let's look at the number. Oh, by the way, it's all included lifetime access, guys. I mean, I don't know what you're sleeping on, right? So we go here. Let's see what's going on with this. Oh, algo flow's going up. Algo flow's going up. What does that mean? What does that mean, guys? Yeah, you know what that means. You know what that means. You already see it. You already see it recovering 2.99%. I'm sorry, 3%. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a game of data. It is the people that have the data versus the people that don't have the data. We have the data. We know when the stock will go down, right? And we take advantage of that, right? And we buy. We buy the dip, right? And some people, they trade. That's fine. I'm a long-term investor, right? Let's see. Hedge funds, if you're watching this, we will not fold. We are strong. We are united. We are retarded. Wait, what? We are retarded. You know what's funny? The sad part is we got two hedge funds. Now we're on the third one that bought institutional lifetime access to our stock. So they're probably watching this right now. And they're like, is this the guy we're getting the data from? Oh my God, dude. You almost let that Kentucky accent out again. Oh, I know, right? Right? Just give me some rum, right? I'll get it on out, right? All right, so here's the thing, guys. It's really fun if we have a community because it's not like we're like bullshitting here. We know where the numbers are. We know we're headed in the right direction. This is not like a AMC. The shorts are going to cover today, any day. Next week we're going to short squeeze for sure. I feel it next week, and somehow they tie a bunch of things together, like Iran starting to come here. And then you have your Vietnam shorting people here, and then they're coming in, and Adam Aaron is going to get them all. Jesus Christ, dude. Man. All right, man. They should make a movie. Okay. So, yeah. Algo Flow is coming back online, ladies and gentlemen. This is very exciting. You can tell, it's almost it looks like an A here and an L. And then you can kind of make a little S right there, right? Al stock trades, right? I know this looks like an A, right? Maybe it's just my exaggeration here. Okay, so yeah, to the moon. Look, we got V-Rad Cooley. What is this? You mother. To the moon. Let's go. Let us go. Right? Can you do a video on open? You know what? We have to. It's on my list. That's why I swear it's like top two. But this damn Clover keeps giving us some uppercuts. Okay, so why? What the hell does Iran have to do with AMC short squeeze? I don't know. One of the YouTubers was talking about it. Somehow Iran, they're infiltrating. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a movie. It is a movie. But let me tell you something. Why are we down? It's because of Saudi Arabia. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's not that. It's because CMS. Yesterday, they announced the press release, May 21st, 2025. CMS rolls out aggressive strategy to enhance and accelerate Medicare Advantage audits. Okay, so Dr. Oz said, I can't believe I'm reading Dr. Oz quote from a government website. Like, what timeline am I on? Like, what am I going to read now? Oprah? Like, what the hell, guys? Jesus Christ, what kind of administration is this? All right. So we are committed to crushing fraud, waste, and abuse across all federal healthcare programs, said Dr. Oz. While the administration values the work and Medicare Advantage, okay, yeah, right. So that's good. So the audits, they're backlogged. I mean, the last time they had an audit, I think, was like 2013. So they have to redo the audits. But this is the big thing that they're going to do. Okay. Enhanced technology. CMS will deploy advanced systems to efficiently review medical records and flag unsupported diagnosis. Workforce expansion. CMS will increase its team of medical coders from 40 to approximately 2,000 by September 1st, 2025. These coders will manually verify flag diagnosis to ensure accuracy. Increased audit volume. By leveraging technology, CMS will be able to increase its audits by 60 MA plans a year to all eligible MA plans each year and all new initiated audits, approximately 550 MA plans. CMS will also be able to increase from auditing 35 records per health plan per year. So anyway, they're gonna slam the hammer. Okay. Now, obviously, this was pretty detrimental for Clover because who knows? Maybe Clover might get audited and they might find something. I mean, you never know. You never know. I doubt it, but Alignment Healthcare got trashed, right? I mean, this was everywhere. This was not just Clover, okay? And obviously, and if you look at here, we're up 4.79%. And that's not bad. We're still outperforming the market. We're still outperforming the S&P 500, okay? So that's good. Now, UnitedHealthcare, it's down 2%. You might ask yourself, why wasn't it down more? Well, because year to date, it's down 41%. What do you want this to trade at? What do you want this to trade at? $1? Come on, right? So it's down a lot. And you're starting to see it's formulating this descending gates to hell. Let these guys burn to hell, okay? So there's this. Yeah, they fined them $106K. Oh, yeah. They fined Clover $106K for misleading market tactics related to out of benefit regarding the equal cost sharing benefits. Yeah, so we could do that, but if they get fined, what's $106K? And obviously, I think Clover's learned its lesson, maybe, right? So, how do you think Humana did today? Humana was actually down more. In fact, it was down more than Clover, right? Am I right? Oh my God. Humana was down more than Clover Health. Dude, we're going to start calling Humana the meme stock, right? Look at that. 7.58%. 7.58%. Jesus Christ. Holy moly. Right? It's not bad. Very good. We're at $27 billion in market cap. Guys, they're about to be the same market cap as Clover Health soon. That's what I'm talking about. Show me the money. All right, so 1 year, we are down 36%. Year to date, we're down 10%. If you would have invested 5 years ago, you would be down 42%. Dude, we're getting near all-time lows. This is hilarious. Okay, this is good. All right. So there's this. We're just laughing our way. So why do I have this here? Why do I have this? No, let's be serious. Okay. Why do I have this? All right, ladies and gentlemen. All right. I'm gonna state some facts right now, and then I'm gonna give you my opinion. The UAE and Saudi Arabia are signing a deal to invest trillions of dollars into artificial intelligence to create a hardware supply that is able to use the oil and energy that the Middle East has to create intelligence. Secretary Scott Bessent, Howard Lutnick, President Trump, and here we have the CEO of NVIDIA. This is a huge deal, okay? Why is this important? Well, Saudi Arabia has expected its AI capacity to go over $50 billion in the next coming years. That's a 43.1% growth rate, and this is probably before this event. So let's talk a little bit about that. Obviously, this is going to be research. This is obviously going to benefit healthcare related things, right? End use outlook. So we have obviously the technology, but what are the end use? Media, entertainment, IT, healthcare, automotive, and transportation. Healthcare. What are we in? Healthcare. Okay, so all right. So let's go ahead now. Man, this coffee is really good. This is called Alkaline. So smooth. Cold brew. All right, so let me go ahead and move this around. Let's get the iPad. Getting the iPad out, connecting the iPad. Whoop. Where did it go? Getting the keyboard out of the way. So we got to clean the iPad. Okay, iPad is clean. Put some ink. Okay, where the hell is this iPad? Here? Okay. Oh, there you are. Oh, it was hiding from me, of course. Hold on. It's bad when you have three monitors. You're just like, which monitor? Oh, God. All right, let me see. iPad. Screen. All right, whipping out the iPad. All right, so by the way, just my girl's crazy. You know what she did for date night? She said, "Hey, I got some cookies for us, and it's the Squid Game cookies." So she got these Squid Game cookies, right? So she gave herself the circle. You know, you have a little toothpick, and you go right. She got it from an Asian market, and then and you know what she gave me? You know what she gave me? She gave me the umbrella. She wants me to die. Damn, it's pretty oily. Mazel tov, Tommy. Anywho, that's just wanted to share that with you. I didn't know that they made these, so we have a Korean market next door. right? So she likes Korean things. Okay, so now that I'm just like wiping the oil from my hand because those cookies were pretty oily, eh? All right, so now let's go ahead and whip this out. You guys can still hear me, yeah? Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so you guys hear me? Yeah? I don't have to yell, right? You guys can hear me like this? Yeah? Okay. All right, let me just go ahead and bring the mic like this. Hello? Yeah? All right, guys. So, you like Michelle already? I love it. Al, did you give? Honestly, I feel so bad for the bird. I didn't give it a funeral. To be quite honest with you, I left it out there because I don't know what to do. Because if I open it, the dogs would go crazy. And I had my housekeeper take care of it. I paid her. I tipped her. She did good, right? She took care of it because it died on the bed, the dog bed, and there's this blood gushing everywhere. It was really sad. All right, so okie dokie. Okay, all right, so first we had the fax machine, right? And it used dial-up. Okay. Then we had Net Zero, MSN. These were the dial-up companies, right? I'm hope I'm not dating you guys, yeah? And then, obviously, the internet was slowly born. And then you had a wave of money, billions of dollars. I think pets.com, which didn't do anything, but stock price went up, then it died, and then later on became Chewy, right? So I recommend learning all the companies that went bankrupt in 2000. So you learn from the more you learn, the better. Because these people had an idea, they had a vision. What was missing from this was, you had like the .com. What was missing here? There were two things that were missing. There was the revenue, OCF, FCF, and the other thing that was missing was CapEx. And I lied. There's a third thing that was missing: the technology. Okay. The hardware didn't support the software, and the software structure did not reflect the hardware structure. Because the problem is we had Amazon. The problem is Amazon's infrastructure was using USPS, but it slowly caused the market for FedEx and UPS to increase. Okay. It forced it. The point is sometimes technologies are too early and they're ahead of its time. Okay. Many people argue Carvana was like this, right? And many people argue that Open Door potentially could be that, which I got to look into more of that. Okay. So what I'm giving you is kind of a holistic. I'm just giving you kind of like my conceptualization and my framework and how my brain thinks. Okay. So you had this technology, right? You had fax, dial-up, net zero. It was kind of scattered, just like this diagram. It's all over the place. There was no structure. Because we didn't really have a device. We didn't have a device that was able to, capture all of this technology. Then came, obviously, Windows. 95 was crap. 98 was okay, better. But really, XP, Windows XP was the game changer. That was the game changer when it comes to Windows. That really created revolution, right? MSN Messenger, everything just got, AOL got stronger. Everything got stronger because of, Facebook, MySpace. The Windows XP really changed the game, okay? Then, of course, you had, DSL, which was the fast internet. Cox, high-speed internet, Comcast. To all my folks that are abroad, that are international, if you don't know these names, that's fine. They're just, for all my Americans, you guys know what these are, right? These are the internet providers, right? So the thing is, when I look at an investment, right? When I look at, you see right there it is. XP is the best. Then they change it to Vista. They screwed it. And that's when Apple, I'm not talking, by the way, I'm not talking about Apple yet. Apple didn't come along, kind of did, but it didn't come along. This infrastructure needed to get built, right? Right. So when I look at something, guys, and this is coming from someone who programs and codes and who used to work I used to fix computers when I was a kid because I got nothing better else to do. All right. When I look at a technology, I like to look at it as hardware, and software. Okay. So for folks that don't know the difference, hardware is the physical product. Software is the program, the code, something you can't see, or that's wrong. Something you can't touch. Okay, and this is kind of the battle: hardware, software, hardware, software, hardware, software. It's always a battle, right? We can create a great software, but can the hardware handle it? Right? We can create the best software, but hardware, but software needs time. The developers need time to catch up to the hardware. Okay? And it's always a battle. Hardware, software, okay? So in the 80s, in the 70s to 90s, we had the hardware, but it just wasn't that good. It wasn't that good. Okay. And Steve Jobs said, we have to make a personal computer. Right now, the people that are buying computers are the big businesses. And guys, listen, let's say if this was a room, there's computers that were stacked up to the roof. You can't have computers surrounding this whole room. You can't do that. So Steve Jobs knew. He knew. And he said that the computer needs to be strong. The hardware needs to be so strong that it allows it to be so usable for the little guy, people like me and you. So he said, in order for PCs to go to the moon, aka be adopted, the PC needs to be strong, aka hardware needs to improve. And that takes time. That takes a lot of time. So I would argue since the 70s, and really honestly, I would say 2005s, obviously it extends more, right? But hardware really needed to improve. But then all of a sudden, between 05s and 2010s, something remarkable happened. Something huge happened where there was a big jump, in computers. Laptops were available. It started to be wide adopted, wide used. The hardware became so good that it superseded, so hardware from 2005 to 2010 superseded software, meaning that hardware was much more stronger and more built than software. So then, because the hardware was more built, it gave an opportunity now for folks to focus on software. So let's do some due diligence. When was the iPhone first created? iPhone was first created in June 29, 2007. Okay? So 2007 is when the iPhone was created, and that changed the world. Okay? So the iPhone was created in 2007. The question now is, when was the first billion-dollar application for the iPhone created? And obviously, I'm searching this. The first billion-dollar application that was first created was associated with iPhone was, I guess it was GPT was saying Instagram. So how about this? I want you to go ahead and create all of the billion-dollar applications that were created from the iPhone application store and list them on when they were first created. Let's go and do that. So you had the build of the hardware, but then the software needed time to build. So the hardware was built in 2007, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. So now let's go ahead and let's talk about this. Okay. So Instagram. I'm going to write the software in green. Instagram. 2010. WhatsApp. 2009. TikTok. 2016. Duolingo. 2012. Examples. So on average, we could take all these applications and we can go ahead and we can say, well, 2010, I'll just put it here, 2010 plus 2009 plus 2016 plus 2012, just to give you kind of an example, divide by 4. So around innovation 2011.75. So about almost 2012. So if we take 2011.75 and subtract it from 2007, it took about 4.75 years for innovation to happen. Okay? 4.75 years for these things, these innovations to really happen. Had a chance to buy Apple at $6, right? So, and we'll talk about institutional ownership soon, because if you would have looked at institutional ownership, it was around Clover's price. Crazy. So let's draw this out. You had the build of the iPhone, which was the hardware. This became $1 trillion business. Well, first it became $1 billion business, then it became $1 trillion business. Then you had applications. The applications now, like Facebook, is $1 trillion. Is $1 trillion business, right? Also, now you have YouTube, which is also now a billion to $1 trillion business. Now, some people might argue that there's a, so we call this first order derivative, right? Guys, I'm teaching you how to think. Okay, I'm teaching you how to see the future. Okay, we call this a first order derivative. Then came the applications, which were the second order derivatives. What do you think the third order derivatives are? YouTubers have content creation. This is a third order derivative. Third order derivatives. Mr. Beast created his Mr. Beast chocolate. Kim Kardashian with her Skims brand. The Al Stock Trades brand that is disrupting financial, it's able to disrupt financial literacy by giving you data that's historically on a Bloomberg channel. So these are third order derivatives, and now we're in here, 2025, and it took how many years until 2007? Now, do you think for the next wave, the fourth industrial revolution, you think it's going to take this long? Absolutely not. We are growing in an exponential growth curve. Guys, this is a simple drawing here. They look at us like colleges. They look at us like, what is this drawing? But this type of framework and thinking is going to make you billions of dollars. It's going to make you so much money. Okay? So now let's go ahead and let's take this discussion and let's figure it out. What are we doing now? Concepts stay the same. What the hell is this? To the moon. That's what that is, right? No, seriously. What is this? What are they building? What did I show you yesterday? Stargaze or Stargate, whatever it's called. Ladies and gentlemen, AI needs the hardware. They are building the hardware. 2022 to 2025 is the year of CapEx spending. What did I tell you that was missing? What did I tell you that was missing? CapEx was missing in 2001 in the dot-com crash. Well, now we have it. Facebook, right? Meta, Tesla. Everyone is spending. Saudi Arabia, trillions of dollars. People are spending. They are spending. Revenue is being created. You don't believe me? You don't believe me? Revenue and free cash flow is being created? Okay, let's go ahead and see. Look at NVIDIA. Look at this free cash flow. It was literally, this is net income and free cash flow. 2022, 2023, look at 2024. Boom, boom. Look at that. That's why the stock went up. It went from 3 billion of free 8 to 3 billion of free cash flow to 27 billion to 8 to 60 billion dollars. 60 billion of free freaking cash flow. Let's do extended history. You know, you could have gotten NVIDIA. It turned operational cash flow in 2000, free cash flow in 2000, and then it turned, so you could say profitability was always met for them earlier on, but then, so really a great time to invest in was around 2001, right? 2001 and 2. I'm curious now, what was the price back then? What a joke. What a joke. So you can see. You can see what I'm talking about. 30 pennies. 30 pennies. Obviously, there's split adjustments and whatnot, but not even 15 pennies. 15, what is this, Dogecoin? 15 pennies, guys. I'm sure I saw 14 pennies in here. Oh, wait. 14 pennies. Can it go any lower? The point is they have the revenues now. Nvidia has the revenues, which you can see here. Look at the look. Let me just grow this. Look at the revenue. The revenue's gone up exponentially. This is called exponential growth. Look at CapEx. Are they spending? Are they investing in themselves? Where's the cap spending? Look at cap spending. Look at that. Caps, they're going crazy. They're spending a lot. Okay. So all this is happening right now. They're building the hardware. Okay. So now, what is 2026 and future look like? Why are they building the hardware? Well, first off, what is the difference between a CPU and a GPU? Very simple. Point A to point B. Okay? Point A to point B1, B2, B3, B4 to infinity. That is the difference between a CPU and a GPU. GPU is NVIDIA stock. They're making GPUs. AMD also. What is the difference? One is how a simple computer thinks. We go from 1 to 1. It does one thing at a time. This thing works in parallel. It's kind of how your brain works, yeah? This is superior. That's how ChatGPT works. You ask it a question, and it takes all this AI, and let me just explain this really quickly. It takes this thing called AI, and it creates a web framework. Again, I do research in AI, that's why I know this. It creates this web framework, and it has these different types of pathways, right? And then these pathways have different outcomes, and each of them are weighted. Let's say this is the correct answer, and then this is a kind of correct answer, and these are both wrong. These are wrong. What it does is in the beginning, the model is weighed all half. It's like half. It doesn't understand. But then through training, then the model starts weighing 99%, 0.1%, and this is like 0.0, 0.0, 0.0. That's how the models get trained. And you can do two different types of things. There's supervised learning and there's unsupervised. Unsupervised is AGI. You understand this, and you understand if a company can get there, you made your money. You made your money. Okay. If you don't believe I do research, go on Google Scholar and you'll see I do research in AI, and then I also I'm about to be pumping out more papers on that. Okay. So now that we have this, what does the future look like? Well, first off, somebody has to use the software. Who's using it now? Like the hardware, who's creating the software? Well, I'm creating the software, right? What do you think this is? What do you think this is? If it works. Oh, it's not. Oh, let's see. How do you think I was able to do? Let me show you. So then we have the enhanced AI analysis, right? And look at this generate insights. How do you think I'm able to do this with this AI? Generating insight knowledge, right? The point of that is we are using the hardware to make the software. Who else is going to be doing this? Clover Health. I think Wall Street, right now they're focused on the creators of the hardware. The next thing is the next phase is Wall Street's going to be focused on the creators of the software. Now, if you don't believe me, if you think Al's full of shit, didn't I tell you the year 2024 is going to be the proof of concept for the stock price? Didn't I tell you? Didn't I say 2024 is going to be a proof of concept? We are going to be seeing some form of proof of concept, and the stock went up to 400 to 600%. We saw our proof of concept. Okay? Now, the next phase is Wall Street is going to start paying attention to the users of AI. And if you look at all the Medicare Advantage plans, Clover is the one that's at the top. So, in conclusion, right now we have Saudi Arabia, UAE investing in the hardware. This hardware is going to create these big manufacturing chips that utilizes cheap energy to create something. What is that something? IQ or AI, artificial intelligence. And what is artificial intelligence going to do? It is going to change this world. And the question you have to ask yourself is, who is going to be the changer? And from what it looks like to me, it may be Clover Health. Now, like I told you, institutional ownership went from around 19% to around a little over 27%. Institutions now own 108 to 115 million shares of Clover. The question is, where did they get these shares from? Well, you can argue insiders were selling, but they didn't sell to the open public market. They actually put it in their treasury stock, and they used cash instead. So that's not the answer. Institutions didn't sell to institutions because institutional ownership increased. So what was left? Retail investors sold to the toots. Retail investors sold to the toots. Like I told you, the stock literally went like this, and people were saying, I put a sell order here, sorry, stop loss, stop loss, stop loss, stop loss. The point is, institutions, they see stop losses as liquidity zones for them to jump in. Every time the stock drops, more volume picks up, and they were able to scoop up those shares. How do they know where to put these things in? There are supply and demand zones. They know where the supply is, and they know that if they can get the price down there, they'll take it. And how do they know that's a good deal? Well, they do something called intrinsic value calculation, which is what the billionaires use. It's our proprietary intrinsic value calculation, which we offer through lifetime access in accordance to all the data and all the people of around that have a net worth of over $45 million. You see what I'm saying? These are very simple ideas. Yes, it looks complex, but it's very simple. First came the iPhone, then came the applications, and then these are all innovation. Now, is there a class like this that teaches this stuff? Probably not, because if the instructor knows this, he probably wouldn't be teaching, right? Okay, so now that we went ahead and talked about all of this here, we pretty much talked about this. Now let's go ahead and let's talk about, we talked about Algo flow, and now it's going up. So I expect the stock to go up. We're going to talk about this Hedge Health, and we're going to kind of go through these right now. Okay. In the meantime, we are going to go ahead and I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to go drink some water. Okay. Quick break. All right. So, okay. So we got some water. Coffee's a little strong. So it's around 27%, I think, on Fintel, and I think 28% on Webull. So pretty good, right? Let me go ahead and push back the iPad now. We'll bring the iPad back. Well, we'll save. I was going to save the discussion. We'll save that for another video. I was going to do another thing, but I feel like sometimes I have to build the framework, because I feel like sometimes like I have the idea here, but like some folks don't see it. So I was thinking, maybe, was that helpful? Was that something you guys already knew? Like, just to give you kind of my, like, why am I invested in Clover? Because Drunken Miller said, I call him Drunken Miller, pretty much said that you really got to see things that analysts don't. And you have to be a visionary. And And you have to be accurate too. So I hope that helps people. Okay. So, all right. So we talked about Algo Flow. Now, this is Hinge Health. IPO at $32, the top end of expected range. This was just published on Wednesday. Shout out to Belize. Its new digital health offering. Tech IPOs broadly have been few and far between of late. But there are signs the market is finally opening. So it used to. So now it's worth about 2.6 billion. It used to be worth about 6.2 billion, right? But revenue for the first quarter increased to 50% to 123. So if it's 123.8, we can kind of calculate the price to sales. You multiply by 4, they have potentially an expected revenue of 495 million. They're currently being evaluated at 2.6 billion. So if you take 2600 divided by this number here, you get a price to sales of 5.25. But then if you take its old price to sales at 6.2 billion, you get a price to sales of 12.5. Let's assume we're at 5.25. And let's divide that by 2. If we divide that by 2, we get 2.6. We could use 5.2. I'm going to use 2.6. And I'm going to apply that to Clover Health. This is without SaaS because I don't know the SaaS numbers. If it was SaaS, I would say anywhere between 5 to 10 price to sales. Let's look at the progression analysis software. We'll go into 2.63. Oh, whoa. Hey, look at that. Isn't this number right here? Isn't this number the same thing as the number that the progression analysis calculated? Whoa, AI. Nice. Very nice. Yeah, that's nice. So this is a 10% growth rate. So let's do a manual override. Let's say they grow at 25%. So this is the stock price of Clover. It should be worth anywhere between $5 to $8 this year. And then in the future, in the next 10 years, it should go to 49 to 82. Now, I think they're going to be in their growth rate. So I think they might even be doing 35%. You do that, and this is what you get. And if you guys want to, if you guys want to, all you got to do is put in the ticker symbol, and it'll tell you, it'll bring all the data. I don't know what you guys want, but I coded this and I programmed this when I was in Miami. I made this when I was here. I coded it here. You see? Big money. I put this big money environment and the spirit of making money in this software. I made this in Miami, baby. Right? So for folks that want to take advantage of our expiring SaaS, take advantage, guys, right? So that's what I'm saying. Now the question is, I don't know. I don't know when this is going to happen, but I can tell you in the next 10 years, it's going to get like this. Okay, we're going to get there. Okay? So there's that. Excellent. I'm glad you found that helpful. Excellent. Talked about this. Now for this. So if we go ahead and open up this. Obviously, the cash is not that high, but they invested in themselves. They bought more shares. Why would a company do that? Because they're expecting profitability, and this profitability is going to be insanely huge. The amount of money these people are going to make, it's going to be a full cash cow machine. Interestingly, if you look at the cash flow statement, it was still negative. And a lot of that had to do with unpaid claims, but that would have dropped it to 11. Then if this turns what it could potentially give in the future, then we could get to, I'm trying to figure out kind of what could be the free cash flow. Because they improved by a couple million here. So in the next video, what I want to do, or we can put this internally. How about this? We will do this internally on our lifetime access. So to all of our lifetime access members, what we can do is perhaps when I go to the my father-in-law's golf course. Hold on. Let me increase the desk. What I can do is when I go to my father-in-law's golf course, what I'll do is I will be able to just create a Zoom link or internally within our software, we'll be able to create a video chat group, and we'll go over this and just kind of dissect this out to figure out, do some calculations to figure out what the OCF is going to be. And that'll be exclusive for especially all the amazing folks that signed up this week. We had a lot of signups. And it's always like this. I don't know why. About only 50%, really, 40-50% of people integrated into the stock terminal. Understand that there's a lot of important data here, and you get access to all the people, right? I mean, like this is, Kenny K was looking at this. He's like, this thing's we're going to reverse tomorrow. So I should probably buy the dip. And lo and behold, we're starting to see some form of a reversal, up 3%. So good job, dude. You checked it around 12. It's a great time to buy, and it kept falling. It was a good buy the dip opportunity. So we'll do this calculation internally. Because it's going to really show us how many birds in the bush. Hedge funds are shorting the stock. They're upset that they didn't get in because a lot of retail really bought the dip more than normal. And so there's that. Now we're in literally 44 countries and 60 stock market pluses around the world. High yield credit risk spread is not worrisome for me, indicative of some form of a recession. And I wanted to point this out really quickly. Pro institutional investors don't ask, is this a breakout? They ask, have breakouts at this volatility level been statistically viable over the last 10 years? See the difference in thinking? Most hedge funds don't spend time drawing support and resistance levels. Why? Because they don't operate at that scale of 100 or 500 shares. They're moving size. They say, where is enough volume available to execute without slippage? How do we build exposure over time without disrupting the market? This means they often enter trades at prices where retail traders are getting flushed. Not because they're watching the same chart, but because they need liquidity. And ironically, retail stop loss zones are often the cheapest way for institutions to get filled. And, once you start learning this, and by the way, for folks that don't know, my father-in-law, he obviously, he owns banks as well. He's in real estate. He's in hotels, all these things. And so I have a inside connection to these banks. I have an inside connection to all of these banks where I'm able to understand exactly how they think. And because of that, by knowing one person helps me know another. I have people that are actively trading the floors on Wall Street. And I always pick their brain because I am a learner. I'm still a student of the stock market. Because my mindset is a growth mindset. I like to think like a growth. I don't say, oh, wow, you're going to have 5 degrees by the time you finish medical school. I don't think like that. I'm like, oh, wow, I still have so much to learn. I'm only a little speck in this world. I mean, the earth is a speck. Imagine myself. And that helps keep me humble, and it allows me to keep learning. Okay? So there's that. And we'll talk more about this. Again, all going to be included in lifetime access. These inside, all the things I'm learning and upgrade. Every time I learn, the lifetime access will get upgraded, of course, as what you've seen from our early adopters in lifetime. You've seen it doesn't even look the same. It looks, imagine how is it going to look like in 10 years from now. I'm laughing because it's going to be amazing. I have a vision, so. Okay. Just checking here to see if I. Just checking here. If there's anything else I need to talk about. Yeah. That's it, pretty much. Right. We'll talk about the analysis in regards to how many birds that could be in the bush. But yeah, that's it. Let's see, live streams with Big Al of Wall Street is like a fat kid with cake, a good steak with a bottle of wine, and a stock purchase below its intrinsic value. Hell yeah. And that's the thing, guys. Life is, first off, I don't have to tell you, life sucks in terms of it not being fair, right? We already know, we know that, right? We don't have to, hash that out, right? But let me go ahead and lower this here. But what I can tell you is having a community and having a group of like-minded people to be able to do something with really makes the difference. Because you see how other millionaires think. I mean, listen, if you want, Master the Chin's pretty much said it. He said the purchase of a lifetime access course, if you were to apply that purchase anywhere else, you can't even get into a country club filled of millionaires with this entry price. Like, go to a country club and see its initiation fee just so you can surround yourself with a bunch of millionaires. And even if, let's say, you pay this $25,000 initiation fee, how do I know? Because I'm a member at some of these places, right? It's a mentality, right? That's what I'm trying to create here, right? And it's already, my place has more money than those folks, which is kind of cool. Those, even if you go to those places, some folks just don't like to teach. They just go there, they golf, and they go chill. With our platform, we have people that want to teach. Someone out there is saying, hey, man, I got 100 Clover shares for like $10,000. How did you do that? How did you get 100,000 Clover shares for like 10, 20 grand? How did you do that? and they'll walk you through it step by step. That is the power of a community. Okay? You become who you surround yourself with. It's that simple. So, right? You're doing great. Job, Al. It's been a blessing, honestly. This platform is going to change my life. 100%. Learning this has changed my life. CLOV might be back in the Russell maybe tomorrow. Exactly. Like what we said 2 days ago, or was it yesterday? We talked about that, right? Excellent. Excellent. Yes. Maybe that's why the algo flows up. Ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the day, this is a game. It's a game of data. I have the data, and now we have the people. That's it. And we have the education to take you from zero to hero. We have all three. I highly recommend you join our platform. All right? I put my name and my reputation on this platform. Okay? I took an oath, the Hippocratic Oath, to do no harm. I'm not going to create a platform that is going to do harm. This platform is aimed to help people around the world. Just for example, let me give you an example. Okay? Let me give you an example. Okay. We are in 60 stock markets. Okay. Let me show you how expensive this is. If you were to go to, I don't know, Guru Focus, and if you go to pricing, look at this. Look at this. If you want the Premium Plus, which is the best value, that has access to all this information, right? It's $499. I'm sorry. This is incorrect. Because premium is $499. The plus, which includes the stuff that we offer, just in the USA, it's $1,300 a year. So for 2 years, you would pay less than 2 years, you would pay a lifetime price. But hold on. Do we give Asian stock market data? We do. Do we give Europe stock market data? We do. Do we give Canada stock market data? We do. Do we give UK, Ireland stock market data? We do. Do we give Australia stock market data? We do. Latin America? We do. Africa? We do. India? We do. And guess what? We do. We give more. We give more. And look at this now. $3,360 a year. A year. Does this package include an educational platform? No. Does this package include having access to millionaires? No. It doesn't. So yet you go in and you take this price, multiply it, let's say by 25 years, that's $84,000. Why do you think the prices are going to be increasing? Because this information is expensive. $3,360 a year. But then you go to our platform, and it's a one-time payment. One time. And you put, on top of this, we have a $1,200 off coupon that's going to expire. $2,800 plus taxes. And on top of that, we are more reputable. We got a package from a firm. They don't. They don't have this. You can still make payments. This is the power of the platform. This is cheap. Look at what Sean said. He would pay 9 times over for lifetime. I'm not ripping you off. The research alone should be $2,800 a year. Okay? Talk to any lifetime member. They will tell you, I put my heart, soul, sweat, and my own money into this platform. I want to turn the people that come into this platform smarter than Bill fucking Ackman. You understand what I'm doing? That's what I'm trying to build. So you have to ask yourself, who do you want to be in life? Who do you want to be? Do you want to be a loser or do you want to be a winner? Do you want to surround yourself with winners or do you want to surround yourself with losers? Do you want to surround yourself with a boss that doesn't give a shit about you, that will replace you in a heartbeat? Or do you want to surround yourself with people that give a damn, that care about each other, that help each other, that donate to each other's causes, that buys lifetime accesses for each other and their families? I'm trying to create a revolution, and you'll see it either now or when it's too late, until you'll be priced out of lifetime. Because there will come a time, because this date is expensive, and I'm holding on. Institutions are coming in and buying lifetime at $25K a pop. Institutions are doing it. What does that tell you? What does that tell you? Don't be stupid. I took an oath to do no harm. This platform will help change your life. And I'm very passionate about this platform. I put my blood, sweat, and tears in this platform. And in the next 5 to 10 years, it's going to shit on all of these goddamn platforms. Because why? Because we have the people. We have many minds out there. And soon we're going to have AGI. We're going to have all of that integrated in there. So, what's the difference between Mastery and the bundle? It's just the Intelligent Investor course. Both are lifetime. Both gives you access to the Discord stock terminal. Both gives you access to the premium stock terminal. Both gives you access to my research. Both gives you access to the people. Both gives you access to the future Zoom calls we're going to have. So if you are aiming to save a little bit more money, choose the Mastering, right? We're not trying to nickel and grab people here, okay? 100%. Tell me who your friends are, and I'll tell you who you are. Do I need to do my own research with the platform? Can I just follow you and the rest? Yes, people do that. That's fine. People do that, right? They go in, they look at other people's due diligence. I have my due diligence, right? But in what's going to end up happening, because you're surrounding yourself with people that are working, you're going to end up like, I'm curious. I want to do this. How do I do this? You're gonna want to do it too. It's infectious. It's infectious. I know nothing about the stock market, and that's fine. I didn't either. I was fucking homeless. I didn't either. I didn't know shit about the stock market, right? If I can do it, if my dumbass can do it, who's a first generation citizen and college student, all those sorts of things, you can do it too. You could do it too, Don. We have 50, 60-year-olds doing this, okay? You could do it too. As soon as the stock hit 8 to 10, I'm fully investing in your program. Don't have the capital now, but I know this investment is going to pay off. 100%. We'll be here. That is fine. We will be here. Right. But I'm very passionate about this because I got sick and tired of being in the hospital, patients coming in, and it's like their families going to the fucked up cafeteria with a bunch of fucked up food, with giving fried food, all this bullshit, so they can get back into the hospital, so they can get their diabetes and heart disease and heart fucking cats. I'm sick and tired of the healthcare system. I'm sick and tired of patients coming in. They're already effed up. And it's like, what do? We're doing damage control here, right? What should have been done is 20, 30 years ago to help them, give them money so they can maybe eat better food, eat organic, eat real ketchup, not high fructose corn syrup ketchup, real freaking sugar, not high fructose corn syrup, which goes straight to liver and metabolized into fat. Real food, not preservatives, not cheese with chemicals that are approved by the FDA, but chemicals that make the cheese more diluted. Real cheddar cheese. Real food. The problem is that's expensive. That's expensive. I got sick and tired of the system. I was out here feeding literally all of Arizona. I got the congressional award and everything, and I got the award, but the congressperson didn't even show up to even give me the award, right? She let one of her goons do it. They don't give a shit about us. I was out here literally providing food for everybody during COVID and beyond, right? While people on the fucking Federal Reserve were trading stocks, they all got fired, but it doesn't matter. They made their millions. Nobody cares about you. No one gives a damn. No one cares. Everyone's trying to nickel and grab you and make money off of you. This is lifetime access. Lifetime, one-time payment. Go look at other financial people out. I encourage you, go to Seeking Alpha. Go to Guru Focus. They're nothing like us. They're nothing like us. We kill all of them. We blow them all out of the water. Where were they when Palantir was $6.40? Where were they when HIMS was 24 fucking dollars? Where were they when Clover was 60 freaking pennies? Where the hell were they when Meta was $70? Where were they? I'm very passionate about this platform. And it's very plain and simple. If you want to change your life, if you want to break out of the matrix, and if you want to be able to better not yourself, your family, because guess what? Lifetime access gets transferred to your family. It gets to your family. You can transfer it to your children. You learn a lot by observing the interactions on the platform, and any analysis you need is at the tips of your fingers. If a boomer can learn how, you can too. You know how many boomers I got? When this hits 850, I'm making a trip to Arizona to personally thank my teacher Al. Right? And we'll welcome you at the golf course. We're gonna go freaking shoot some pool, drink some beer, and shoot some golf clubs. Don, we all started there. Al, give yourself some more credit. You're about to be a neurosurgeon, and on the top of that, you're changing lives with CLOV. We're going to make an announcement about that because now we're going to actually have a little bit more time than normal. We'll go ahead and make an announcement about that in the future. I'm still working things out. Dr. Patel on here, who's been a really great mentor on this transition. But I'm sick and tired. They come in and they're already messed up. You can't, it's like, what do you do? What do you work with when the brain has a hemorrhage and there's blood everywhere? What do you do when the blood destroys the basal ganglia? What do you do when the blood destroys the motor cortex and the person's on LTAC for the rest, long-term acute care facility, for the rest of their life? What do you do? What do you do? Tell me. What do you do? So anywho, I'm trying to do something and I'm looking at who's making money. And I got the Democrats here promising me that they're going to be able to help people's student loans out, give money back to the poor, be the Robin Hood of their time. But then I see them on because through the software, I see them publicly trading stocks like Nancy Pelosi with their TEM fucking bullshit, with TEM stock, right? I'm like, whoa, what the fuck is this? I see Republicans do the same shit. So it pisses me off. So I said, you know what? Screw the world. Screw everybody. F everybody. I'm going to go ahead and go to the heart and soul of Wall Street. Screw all these billionaires. I'm smarter than them. I'm going to be able to learn and take from this. And I'm going to go ahead and make my own freaking platform. And I'm going to be able to take this data and give it to anybody in the world. And if you're in India, if you're in South Korea, if you're in the UK, if you're in Canada, you got access to the US Now data. But guess what? You also got data access to over 70,000 stocks, to over 44 countries, to over 60 stock markets, because for some reason, Germany has like 4 or 5 stock markets. I don't know why. Okay. There's other places that have a lot of stock markets. Okay. I appreciate you all. You see, other members made over 60K in 7 months. You have lifetime access members that are supporting the platform. If this was a scam, they wouldn't do that. This is not a scam. Someone messaged me yesterday at 2-3 a.m. in the morning. I went to go to the restroom. I responded because why? This is my family. That's how I see it as. It's very simple. You join me, you win and eat the meat with the family. Very simple. I'll see you on the next one. God bless.